Hey everybody out there, welcome to a second pre-recorded match for the November 2024 Premodern Monthly. I'm Andrew Walker, your host as always at Mise Watch. The match is top four, best of five between Ben Tash on Aluren versus his opponent, which you guys have probably seen quite a few times in the last 6+ months. Shay on his combo Replenish. So it's best of five. It'll. I haven't seen it, so it's new to me as well. So let's see how it goes. There we go. And let's start.
So
Absolutely. What is that champion?
it was the 2009 Kentucky State Championship. It was the
Awesome.
standard. I won in Kentucky. I live in Indiana, but I can see the bridge to Kentucky to Louisville from here. So I
Very
played
nice.
I played the worst deck to ever win a state championships. It was the Spreading Seas Cascade list.
Oh man. Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very
Oh,
cool.
it was atrocious. But I beat like six Jund players on the day. So it was my best matchup. The story actually there is pretty funny. I played it at a Friday Night Magic like the night before, and I went like 0-3 drop. Just like, well, this is fucking awful. I'm gonna do it, whatever. And then the next day, I just sent a photo to my friends, like, or on the other hand, how about state championship? So
That's
take your
awesome.
take your pick.
That
And then
is great.
yeah,
I
so
uh, I also won a state championship in the smallest state in the union in I
oh
think
yeah,
'02. So I was the Rhode Island state champion. Yeah.
uh, what format was it? Was it standard or was it?
I think it was standard. My friend Andy built me the deck. It was a Gerard's Verdict Vindicate Spirit Monger concoction.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. I won't lie. Just old school rock, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, it was cool. Do you have the recording all set up?
I do believe that I do.
I'm glad you figured that out. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I had OBS up, so I have. My wife was getting annoyed holding my iPad with Wereby. Oh, she wasn't really annoyed, but I was handing her the iPad, going, "Here, just make noise." She's like, "Okay, here's the dog."
Good.
Like, cool. I'll yep, test test. Here's my audio. Wereby's getting out sound as well. So now I won't lie. I normally stream this to my friends, but Discord trying to pull the streaming messed with everything. So
Really? Huh.
so I was trying to share my screen through Discord as well as share it through OBS, and it didn't like it. So uh, my friends can just hear how it goes later. So
Sure. I
usual.
mean, it's
It's
getting
it's the
recorded.
usual drubbing that you're going to give me because I do not have a lot of faith in this matchup.
I don't know. Your deck looks really cool. Like, your deck looks awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I've enjoyed it. I don't know if you caught the story that I told in the deck picture, but a buddy of mine wanted to play it actually. He was like, "Hey, like he loved playing Splinter Twin in Modern for the longest time,
Hmm.
which is or sorry that and Birthing Pod, which is combo deck that can beat down sometimes
Yeah.
if the combo plan doesn't work. It's like, okay, sure, I'll build this for you. And then he got busy. He's a giant Warhammer nerd, so he decided to play that, and I was like, well, I guess I'll play this deck instead, just have some fun.
Seems like
And
it's done really well.
I'm in the top four, so it's
Absolutely.
certainly good. I played this in one of the online, like the community pre-modern series, whatever it is that they have, and just absolutely got thrashed. So I had a real bad taste in my mouth for this deck. I'm like, okay, well, this will be terrible.
And
And
yet you've done very well.
I'm in the top four, so
Yeah.
apparently
And
I've
this
just
is the
done
big
better.
event.
So yeah,
Do you know how many people were in this?
I do not
It's
actually. I
like a
know,
pretty healthy number, I think.
yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
I would have played in December, but with the holidays being what it is, I my schedule would have laughed at me, with the problem we had trying to
Sure.
get together. So I figured we just I'm a big fan of taking every other month.
That works. Whatever works is good. There's no
Yeah,
right or wrong way to do it. You just
spike a top eight, play the top eight the next month, then take that month off,
yeah.
and yeah, so on and so forth.
Which
All
of
right.
us is higher seed? I don't
Oh, you
remember.
absolutely are. I am
Okay.
like I
I'll
was
take
in
the play
the
then.
yeah, yeah. You can put your number six on top.
Okay.
Um,
Good. And
just because I know you roll anyway. So, I'll let you do that, and I'll do the cut on camera and all that good stuff, and we're good here. So one, two.
6 as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. I'll do that. So you said 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here's 6. So I'll
Sure.
do that.
All right. Good luck, man.
Good luck, Rich.
Interesting match.
And we are doing best of 5. I'm assuming, since I know you love doing that, and I've scheduled out for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm gonna mulligan.
I'll try this one. You've got to love the confidence in my voice there. So I'll just move the deck box over there. We'll leave it here with my triggers, actually.
I've done that before too for some decks I've played. Building up visual representations of the stack, just in case.
What was the what's the old combo deck with Gamekeeper and Aura?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that deck. I saw someone do that on webcam once with that, and I was like, you know what? Aluren gets complicated. I'll absolutely number 3. I'll absolutely do that for this one, just so I can, have some sort of, hey, this is how it goes.
Yeah.
Kevin Harpy trigger sits on the stack, and then we do stuff on
Makes
top
it
of it.
more clear for everyone.
Yes.
All right, I'll keep.
Okay.
Your turn.
Did you put one on bottom?
Oh, sorry.
Very good.
There we go. Yep.
All right.
There.
Untap, upkeep,
Pass your
draw.
6. There are 5.
All right. Windswept, pass, 7 in hand.
Your turn.
Play plains. I'll crack.
Yes.
All right. I'll go get a forest and play a wall of roots.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass turn after that.
Intuition.
Intuition's fine.
Frantic search.
I'll give you the most beat up one.
They're all pretty beat up, but it's probably this one.
Okay.
1, 2, or 3.
Middle on top. Just middle on top every time. You're good.
Okay. And I'll go to my turn.
Okay.
Play frantic search. 1, 2.
Oh, I'm at 19, by the way. I cracked a fetch. No, that's the biggest concern in this matchup, but
Yes, that's float to replenish.
So we've got Opal Wave. Gotcha.
I will target your wall, hold priority, target wave.
Well done. Wall technically there.
And I will pass.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. Not the worst draw. Biblioteca. Pass
Go.
turn.
End step, target your library, hold priority, target the wave.
Son of a gun, it is a creature. Yep, that is how that works.
Fade, draw, attack for 4. Your turn.
Heath, pass.
Thinking. Intuition?
Intuition is fine.
3 expanses.
Oh, that's 3 expanses.
Wave targets itself on your end step,
You're-
and I'll go to my turn. Attack for 4.
11.
Play Parallax Tide.
All right. I'll enter my scoop step.
Okay.
I feel bad about the Sylvan Library, but that wouldn't have gotten me there anyway, so.
What were you gonna do? Not play it?
Yeah.
I don't actually see any outs to this in your main deck. I could be
No.
missing something, but I
No.
don't see it.
No, I don't either. I think, like, if we're speaking honestly here, if you let your fade counters go down to 2, and I have 3 Swords to Plowshares in my hand, I could stop
True.
1 Parallax Wave. Is
Yes,
about where
that's
it
true.
is. But
That's
if
true.
you play it anywhere near tight, which oops, I told you about the out. Damn, I guess you won't make that mistake. Yeah, we're fine. No.
I
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the scenario where that would happen. I don't see it. Obviously, if I don't have the opalescence, but then you can't remove it anyway. So
Exactly. Like I guess if you play a wave, then play an opalescence afterwards with a minimal number of
Yes.
counters, then I can do that.
that's
But since
true.
it's
That's
all on the
true.
table and you're not gonna let it get below 3, because that would be silly. I could fog you for a turn basically, if I had the mana, but you're not going like we're good here. All right.
This deck does feel really broken.
Yeah, it is one of those things. I get it. I understand it. Sideboards need to be a thing, but it certainly is one of those things where we had this conversation with Andrew when we were talking about when we played the Goblins matchup a couple months back, and we were talking about if something needed to be banned, and I feel like it's Parallax Tide. I agree with you on that one. I
5.
can put 2 on top.
I've always said I would not be sad if Tide and Mox were hit. I think hitting one of them is going to leave the format soft to the other.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I dislike either card. I play both of them. You know, Tide and Mox are in my signature decks.
Yes.
But I think they both trend towards decks that don't let the opponent play Magic. And maybe Dreadnought's in that category too. Or Gush. Gush is actually, I think, maybe more the real problem. But something in that vein could be maybe too dangerous. I will keep.
Keep this one as well. All right, I'm gonna go Forest into Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And Faster.
Your turn.
Let's go to 19. And go get a Forest. And then play a Survival.
Yeah, that is good.
And I'll pass turn after that.
attunement, and I'll take 2 and pass.
All right. 1, 2. Sorry, and a turn. Let's remember that. I'm going to discard a mana ward.
Sure.
And we'll go get the old goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was the very top card of the half of the deck I didn't take, so it was the last card I looked at. Ridiculous.
Often how it works.
All right. Tap, upkeep. That stays in my hand. Draw, step, draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go get City. I'll play City. I'm going to discard Squee.
Yes.
Meddling Mage, which I'm going to cast.
Sure.
Now, what to name? What to name? So, okay. Viable options right now. Parallax Wave is a joke because you can't cast it yet, so that would be bad. We could name Attunement so you can't repile there. We could also name just Replenish if you're going for that game plan, or we can name Swords to Plowshares. I think we're going to name Replenish right now. And let that be it. So yeah, we're going to name Replenish, and for the benefit of those that are for some reason only watching,
And you have
Replenish.
markers to write on your sleeves.
Yeah, it's a dry erase marker, so
Yeah, that's very cool.
it just goes right off there. I think I broke Jared Doucette's brain when I first did that. I was, wait, what? Like, yeah, it's dry
awesome.
erase.
Yeah.
They come off, and it's black, so if any smudges on there,
Yeah,
it's
well,
black on
sure.
black. So like,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
it's all good there. And that's gonna be pass return after that, 3 in hand.
I'll take 2 and play Tide.
Okay.
I'll hit your land.
My untapped land?
Yes.
All right. I am going to float a green and land down.
All right, go to my attack.
You only have 1 stifle, so that is fine. I will discard actually Cavern Harpy.
Mm-hmm.
And go get another bird.
Okay. I'll hit your other 2 land and pass.
All right, we're going to untap upkeep. I'll put that Squee back in my hand.
Oh, yes.
These are gone. We'll just set them up here with my triggers just so it doesn't look like I have a card hiding. Land here, untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play another bird and base for 2.
Sure. I'll take it.
So you're at 14 because you've done twice off the Ancient Tomb.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll pass turn after that.
Untap, fade to 1.
Yep.
Draw. Return attunement.
Okay. Also, I am at 17. I forgot to notate these. No, what I didn't. That's right. 1 and 2. Okay, never mind. We're good. Because it was forest. City was the third land that I played, and then you ate everything.
Mm. Discard Opal Attunement Wave. Fetch.
13. Yep.
Let's get rid of survival.
Survival down.
And I will pass with 4.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. Four in hand.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thinking. Mage 2.
That resolves.
Okay, again, this game. We name Replenish, but then you can just eat. If you play a wave, you could eat. You'd have to have another white source. You can name Intuition to stop you from getting. Okay, there's a reason you discarded that. You're planning on going for an Opalescence here. You can also name Stifle and try and get my lands back in case you're trying to do that, but that'd be another turn, and I don't count on that. Sorry, just going through everything in my head right now of where this could go wrong on this very, very fragile board state. You know what? We're gonna just name Wave and Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tide's already out, and that's the blue one. Wave is the white one. Okay, yep. All right, let's base for 2.
I'll take it.
All pass turn.
All intuition.
I had a feeling.
I'll take 2 from that, and he's named Waves, so I'll get swords.
Yep.
So 1, 2, or 3.
Middle on top.
Untap, fade.
Yep.
Draw. Swords 0, 1 on Replenish and cast Replenish.
Saw that one coming. How bad are we looking?
Well,
All right, so at least lands can. Yeah, that's rough. Okay.
I took you gained 2, and then I took 2 from tapping this.
Yes.
I have 1 open, and I will attack for 4.
18 or 16.
Your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Survival.
Yes.
Go.
This dies Stifle. Fade.
You'll want to tap your blue for that, but yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Draw. Attack with these 3.
That looks like I'm taking 9 and going to 7. Right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
I will return an attunement.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Discard these 4. Hit survival. And pass with 2.
I'll play a library.
Sure.
I'll bash for 2 because Opalescence isn't a creature.
It is not a creature. I'll take 2.
All right, 7 up. Go ahead.
Untap. Fade. Draw. I'll take 2. I'll play another Opalescence.
Okay.
Attack.
I'll block with survival.
All right, take 4. And I'll pass with 2 in hand.
Yeah, I'm going down to 0 permanents here. We're gonna let's look at my sideboard plan here. Why don't we? I'm sure it doesn't get worse with your Wrath of God and your bonus swords and your. Oh boy.
That one was pretty close.
Yes, it was. That was. I felt like I had like a good idea there. You know, sort of like what I was choosing on the mages, but.
Yeah,
Just,
it's an interesting spot. I had the intuition, which meant that if you name swords or wave, I get the other one.
yeah.
And naming intuition is always a gambit because it doesn't really stop the thing you're afraid of.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where it was because you also have 3 ofs there. So
Exactly.
I'm not. Yeah, since you're 3 ofs, like, well, you know, it's the same percentages essentially. Now.
Right. I have the same number of each.
Yeah, and wave was a little bit of a. Wave could have been a joke there because again it was double white, but if you had like land there, then or land wave, then you got me. You know, the first time when I named the replenish was easy because you didn't have any white left, so that gave me time. And I had the second mage in my hand. Like I had the mage and I had the survival. I was like, well, I'll get the survival down and then just start churning out mages was the idea there. But it just did not work out the way I had hoped. All right, you're not on the Exalted Angel plan, so these Swords of Plowshares can die in a fire. And the Suktabi orangutan can get out too, unless you
Suktabi
really
is even
want that
worse than
Sabo's
Sword.
web.
Yes, I can bring in Sabo's web against you. It'll stop your literally nothing from doing anything.
Exactly. I mean, hey, if you're really desperate for a cycling card.
If you decide that I have so many cards in my deck that are worse than a cycler, you can bring it in to blow up the web after the fact. Which, well, I still can't
Exactly. Like, yeah. Hey, I get enchantment removal out of the board. It's the damnedest
You
thing.
do. You have actual cards against me.
I do. It was
Well,
funny
hey, it's
against.
time we found a use for a new frame mana war, which is to turn it into a proxy for the ability of an actual mana war.
Yes, yes. I have a portal mana war, like the actual. I really like that one, but I
That
only
one
have
is
one of
cool.
them and just got a little lazy in ordering.
Yeah, Portal Mana War is cool.
Yes, I am a fan of that one. It looks good. It's old bordered, all that fun stuff. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was really funny in the green white matchup, the one before you. Actually, just like he clowned me game one pretty badly, and I cut the entire Aluren package. Just like, no, we're not doing this. I'm not casting free creatures against sphere of resistances and all that. I'm not. The 4-drop isn't happening here.
Oh, interesting. And you overcame that deck.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
were a better creature deck than he was.
exactly. I just went for the full value plan. Gilded Drake was really good in taking
Yeah,
Terrorvores and then getting a Mana War to bounce it back, and then so
that is
on and so
really
forth.
good.
Yeah,
That is really good.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah. You can just actually full value. Just play this, steal your guy, and then flip him back to my hand next turn.
exactly. Like, all
Yeah.
right, here we go. I'll take, and then you get to just trade with their next Terravore.
No, I didn't even think about that. But your deck can just play the fair game really effectively.
Yeah, and when I played against Jared was playing Green Black Rexer this month, which let me tell you, that was a grind because Aluren, Survival, Genesis, all that versus Rexer. All right, let's grind this out, which was interesting.
Definitely. So
Yeah,
you outground the rock.
yes,
Wow. And you outground green white. So it sounds like your deck can actually just be a value deck. Really,
yes.
how often have you just used Cavern Harpy fairly?
I mean, just to return Raven Familiar to dig some more, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you need to bounce a Mana War to get a problematic creature out of the way, I've done it.
Yeah.
I think that was my problem when I played this deck online the first time. Was either I just wasn't thinking about it that way. I was like, okay, I need to combo. If I don't combo, I have got a bunch of shitters, and therefore I'm doing it wrong. And no, you can sometimes just have this fair game plan,
Right.
and then just have some fun.
Yeah, that looking at your list actually looks very solid. It looks like you can just blow up your opponent's board pretty
Yeah,
effectively.
and I do also I listen to the podcast, Premodcast, the episode where they had, I cannot remember who it was. I think it was Lanny or FP Laws, who was playing this deck. 4 for you. You said 6 for me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, they had someone on about this deck, and he was talking about you can do the combo with Spike Feeder, where you go
Yeah.
infinite mana with Wall of Roots, Cavern Harpy, Mana War, then infinite life, infinite mana, then infinite counters moving around. So your board's arbitrarily large, and then you just meddling mage to answer whatever big scary thing there is, and there's not much that can get around all of that. Like
Right.
I
Yeah.
had an opponent, he was playing Pit Rack in the league or in the round robins section where he was like, well, I can ensnaring bridge, and a buddy of mine, had reminded me previously, like, well, you can just birds of paradise, then combo off in response. I was like, oh yeah, 0-drop. It's the
Really
old,
fun. Yeah.
yeah. We talked about like things that could go wrong, and ensnaring bridge was surprisingly one of the things we talked about in the past. So
You were ready. So you never felt the need for a Rashad and cut purse or anything to end the game?
no, it absolutely doesn't. Now, if the spike feeder goes away, then well, oops. But you've got 2 in the deck, so it's
Yeah, a
not
Spike
the
Feeder is never
worst.
going to get swords at least.
Exactly. So if it goes to the graveyard and you don't have your Genesis in, then you might have a problem. But
Right, but you have 2 copies and a Genesis, and it'll basically never die to swords. So
exactly. All right. I will try this one.
I will keep.
All right, we'll go coast go. And I'll reset our life totals.
Your turn.
All right. Ow. Wall.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Take 3 and play Attunement and pass.
Survival.
Yes.
We'll discard the squee I've already got. Put my 3 cards in hand there. We'll go get a. We'll get a bird, I think.
Mhm.
Is that what I want? Yes, I want a bird. And I'll go to 18 and bird.
Yes.
And I'll pass after that.
Untap. I'll draw. Is the bird in play?
Yes, the bird is in place. Sorry. City of Brass. 1/2, discard, get, play. Get.
Yeah, sure. Return attunement.
Attunement's fine.
Thinking. Sorry, how many in hand?
3.
Okay.
None of which you know at this point.
None of which I know. Okay. Seal and 3 land. And play a wave. I take 3 more. I'll hit your bird. I'll hit your wall.
I'll float a green.
Go to my attack.
I'll activate my survival, discarding Wall Blossoms.
Yes.
Hey, he's a monkey.
There he is. People say he monkeys around.
Thank you for getting that reference and not just leaving me in the lurch. for a show that I watched with my father in the 90s.
That show was awesome.
Yes, it was a delightful show.
It really was.
All right, we'll go ahead and cut there. Are you good after that?
Oh, yep.
All right, these two can just chill out up here. Untap, up, keep. Draw, step, draw.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. I'll hit the only enchantment I can.
Okay. In response, I'll phase out your monk.
That is a decision you can make.
Is he a may or a must?
Let me double check. So that one says destroy target enchantment. I don't know if that's been changed. I'll
Yeah,
look
it's
just
worth
to be
checking.
safe.
You might not want to retrigger it.
Yeah, that might be. When monk realist enters, destroy target enchantment. That is a real stinker right there. All right, well, he'll go away. And then your thing goes away. So these will come back. I'll float a green off my wall of roots.
Uh-huh.
And I will activate my survival just one last time. Let's get rid of this squee. And I will go get a meddling mage. And then I'll play another City of Brass and meddling mage, taking 2, going to 16.
Right.
Naming Replenish.
Mm-hmm.
And then my survival will be in the graveyard.
Okay.
I will say one other thing about this. I do have, this is a magnetized one, so it just sits here right on my desk.
That's
So I can just
perfect.
have
My like little stylus for keeping track of my life total is constantly moving around my desk.
There we go. 1-1, so that puts me at 16. Everything is copacetic. Right, hold on. I should be at 15, because I've... Yeah, 15. I was at 18 at the start of the turn.
Okay.
This time for real, past turn.
I will wrath. And I'll take 2 to do so. And pass.
I'll play a Wall of Roots and pass.
Cards in hand.
Dos.
Take 2 more and
Yep.
play attunement and pass with 4.
All right. Ooh. I'll return a City of Brass to play a Trevor's Ruins, so at least one of my mana sources, and I'll not attack with my wall and pass turn.
Uh, 5 cards pass.
I'll play a Windswept Heath and pass.
I'll return attunement on your end step.
Yep.
Discard these 4.
Okay.
Go to my turn.
Okay.
Play attunement and pass with 4.
All right, I'll crack.
Yes.
14. I will say the Trevor's Ruin has been a real liability in this top 16.
Yeah.
So, several land destruction based or 2 land destruction based decks in the 16 and 8, and then you with your parallax waves like, oh, this is really or tide. Sorry, this is really where I want to be. Like bounce lands are really good when you can just get blown out by them.
It is. It's very powerful. I mean, it's a full-on tri-land, but
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
it does have some downside.
It is painless. All right, draw. I'll pass turn.
Untap. Draw. Return attunement.
Yep.
Play Replenish.
Yep. No, see, the joke's on you, Rich. I've got a 05 to block with, so I can block one of those creatures.
You can.
Not for long. I know.
I'm going to target your 05 hold priority and target my wave.
Well, I'm gonna put a -0, -1 counter on it, so I get to take another game action.
That is a thing you can do. It doesn't even use the stack. And then I will pass.
Let's see here. All right, I'll play another Windswept Heath, and let's see. It's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think that's higher than the
Wow, your hand is literally nothing.
the 14 I'm at. Yeah, I drew lands afterwards, so yeah. Oh well.
Your draws were incredibly bad then. I mean,
yeah, those last couple turns, it was just land after land after land.
Yeah, wow. I've been so unbelievably impressed with Attunement. It just
Oh yeah.
The price of losing it's -1 card because you have it, you play it, you return it, you draw 3, and then you discard it. So the net effect is this whole process is -1 card, but you've drawn 3, so you've done so much filtering.
Yeah. It's a very solid card. I enjoy it, but ooh, like when you were just casting it, when I was like draw a land, I'm like, okay, well, Rich now gets to, like, sure, like you're down a card, but it's kind of like Bazaar in that sense. I mean, it is the same.
Exactly like
It's the same rate at Bazaar, but it's also perfectly fine for you where you're just like, okay, I'll discard the attunement, so you're not even losing the card, because like with Bazaar, it's a permanent, so like you can't just at some point go like, oh, I'll draw 2, discard 2, and the Bazaar, which I know Bazaar is a far more powerful card. I'm not even dreaming of saying that.
Bazaar is obviously uncounterable, costs no mana, but it's -1 card when you play it because you don't get it back, and then every time you activate it, it's also -1. Whereas Attunement is you can play it, you've invested your 1 card, but when you return it, draw 3, discard 4, you don't lose any net card when you do that.
Exactly. So and the filtering you get is invaluable because your graveyard is a resource for you, especially like against this matchup where I was a little loose not having graveyard hate, but I figured the enchantment hate of Naturalized, Monk Realist, Ray of Revelation, and then I did bring in the Xanid Swarms.
I think that makes sense. You have so many dead cards against me that even if it doesn't do a lot, I brought these 2 in, and obviously Wrath of God was spectacular.
Oh my god, yes, it was. I was trying to think of the cards that would get me, and I can't ever name Wrath of God
Yeah,
with a meddling mage. That's a
I mean,
joke at that point.
it's a one of,
Yeah,
and obviously Replenish would have been straight up better, but
mhm,
also I have 4 copies of Replenish and 1 Wrath, so it wouldn't make sense
exactly.
to name it.
Yeah. So yeah, and I cut swords Uktabi as I said, and then I cut the Wirewood Savage, which is just this is trying to one-off combo with the
Cavern
Cavern
Harpy?
Harpy, which is
Yeah,
fine, but like, eh. And then like a Mana War and a Spike Feeder, because you got to make some cuts, and I
right.
guess,
And
uh,
I
yeah,
cannot remove your spike feeder, so you don't really need more than one because uh, I can't actually get rid of it. So
yeah,
one is
yeah.
safe.
Yes. All right. Well, Rich, this was a pleasure with another beating. I keep making the Captain Ahab jokes. I've not actually read Moby Dick, but you are my white whale. One of these days, I will actually be able to beat you in a match.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate you making time to play, and
of course.
for good games.
Yeah, indeed. They were a fun time. Even though it was an 0-3 sweep, I had a great time. So, Rich, it was a pleasure. I'm gonna hop
You
off here, but
excellent games.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, have a good one, Rich.
All right, bye for
All
now.
right. Bye.